Hello, my fellow warriors of love. Welcome to the welcome to the From 5D to Infinity podcast. I'm your host, Tarek Bibi, and my promise to you is that we're going to leave this call more aware, more conscious, more empowered than when we first came in. We're going to leave this call not only learning some new things that are going to change our lives, but we're also going to do an infinity healing at the end of the podcast that's going to embody some of the principles that we learned. So I call this the world's most evolutionary podcast, because it's not just about the information, it's about embodying the information, and we do that on every call. We have a very special guest with us today. I'm really excited about today's topic. And for those of you who have a hard time having a clean home, having some flow, good energy, all that good stuff, we're going to learn about it from our special guest, Therese Elizabeth. Today is going to be talking about transforming your space into an altar of manifestation using Feng Shui. And if you've been saying Feng Shui, it's wrong. So we're going to say it right. We're going to learn about it. And Therese Elizabeth is the visionary behind Water Tiger Feng Shui, where she masterfully blends the ancient science with her background in wellness, design, life coaching to empower others through transformation of their environment. So important, so important. The results surpass mere aesthetics, encapsulating depth and inner purpose. Through Therese's alchemy, an ordinary space becomes a harmonious bespoke. Oh wait, is that the right word? Say it.
Yeah, bespoke.
Bespoke. I love it. I need to go to my dictionary now. I'm like, bespoke oasis that nourishes the client's personal growth and manifestation of dreams. Therese, welcome to the call. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you, Tarek. So great to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. I know when I go to a bank, I know the banksters, they have this information, they pay for this. And I think we all deserve to have some access to this information so that we can thrive as well. And I know when I go to bank, every note is feng shui. Like they have all the notes, they have water bringing in energy. I'm like, these guys know feng shui. And that's why their banks are thriving. So we can also receive that for ourselves, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Therese, please let us know one part of your journey that you would like to share. I'm sure there's many points where your life kind of took a change, but what part of your story would you like to share with our audience so that we get to know you on a deeper level in terms of what got you into this world of Feng Shui?
Yeah. One thing. So I took like my very first, I always had books in my library on Feng Shui, but I took my first formal course back in 2018. And I don't even know how I found it. I think it found me. It just sort of landed on me. And it was like a 3-month or a 6-month program. And it was just using intentional Feng Shui, which is one of the branches that I practice. But I did the course and I implemented the remedies. And at the end of the year, as I looked back, I had made the most money I had ever made up until that point. I manifested 2 trips out of the country, one of which I got paid to do. And I also called in the love of my life, which really blew my mind because I was trying everything to call him in and nothing was working. And imagine my surprise when it was Feng Shui that finally got him to show up.
Wow. So, I mean, everyone who's listening is like, I feel people would be like, how do I get paid to go on trips and how do I manifest my life partner? Please continue. So just from learning those things, you've implemented them and you've noticed the results right away.
Yes.
That led you to this journey where you continue to do it for yourself and others.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. And for someone who's listening to Raz, who's like really just changing your environment, what would you say to that, the skeptical part of our mind that's like, really, is that all it takes?
Well, so you have to remember that Feng Shui is well, Feng Shui is very symbolic. and your subconscious speaks in symbology. And so, yeah, just making minor tweaks around your home, you'd be quite surprised at what it can do.
Okay. I love
Yeah.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. And I studied hypnosis 15 years ago, and the power of the subconscious mind is so underrated. The powers that be are abusing the power of our subconscious mind through media, TV, commercials. And you're saying we can use our subconscious mind by creating symbol. Did you say symbolisms or symbol?
Yeah. Feng Shui is very symbolic. Like it's almost literal in some instances. Yeah. Like,
So when you say you're creating symbols with feng shui, yes, that makes sense to me because that's speaking directly to your subconscious, which is where 80-90% of our mind's power lies. So yes, now that part of my mind was like, really, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. So
yeah.
so what's your why for feng shui? Was it from what you experienced? You're like, there's something here, I'm going to continue it. Why are you driven to talk about this, implement it, and share it?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, but I would say like the main one was I lost my home back in 2000, well, 2012. And I feel like if I would have been empowered with this knowledge, um, I wouldn't have ever lost it. It was, yeah, it was a huge pain point for me, and it really kind of sculpted where I went from there.
Yeah. How would
Yeah.
have you felt that feng shui would have prevented that from happening?
Well, when I look back at it now, I was probably like in something like a money lock,
Okay.
which we have in Feng Shui. There's money locks and people locks, or there's reversals. There's like different things that can mess with you.
Yeah, can you explain, can you give us an example, or like, can you explain what a money lock is and how that could impact us?
So there's four types of homes. There's good for money, good for people. There's bad for money, good for people. There's good for money, bad for people, and then there's bad for people, bad for money, right?
Want to aspire to the good for money, good for people?
Right, right, right. That's what we want. And so if knowing what kind of house that you're living in, you can fix that. And I think that I was like in a probably a bad for people, bad for money. I don't know.
Okay, double
Yeah.
negative. Yeah. Okay, are you going to go over that at some point today, or should we ask it now about how do we find out if it's if our homes are good for people, good for money?
Well, you probably know,
Yeah,
like you probably have an idea.
yeah,
On my end, I would need to do a whole chart for you.
yeah.
Um, but you probably instinctively already know, like if you're complaining about one or the other.
Okay, if we're complaining about the
Yeah,
people we live in constantly, that's a sign that it's bad for people. And then
yeah.
if we're experiencing a blockage in our financial flow, then it could be. And when you say the home, is it like needing to leave the home or needing to feng shui the home?
You just need to feng shui it.
Just feng shui.
And yeah, it doesn't it so there's those four house types, but
Yes.
there can also be like you can be in an annual lock or a 20-year lock,
Okay.
which is kind of something separate from that. But that can also affect your money and your people. But I would like need to do a whole analysis to,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm very intrigued about this analysis. Is there a demo? Did you do one for, is there a demo of that today at all?
I don't have a demo of that.
Or can
No,
you give me an
sorry.
example of what goes into the analysis?
Yeah, so I practice a branch called Flying Stars, and it's really funny because I've talked to other feng shui practitioners, and when I say, "Do you do flying stars?" they're like, "What?"
Okay.
It's not very common. It's kind of unheard of. It's not like you can just go check out a book at the library, and it's just a little bit more complicated. So we use the construction year of the building. We use exact compass directions of the facing position, which isn't always the front. I have to like look at the outside of the building.
Yeah.
And then I actually make a chart. It kind of looks like a Vedic astrology chart. You know how they're
Yeah.
square?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that. And then there's 9 boxes in that square. And from the information that I have about your home or your business, um, I come up with these number combinations, and the number combinations mean there's different things going on in that area. Does
Wow.
that make sense?
100%. I'm so blown away by the science of this spiritual, I would say, practice.
Really
Beautiful.
wild.
Yeah, I love that. I want one. What are the most common misconceptions when it comes to feng shui?
Um, excuse me.
It's okay.
A couple things. I hear that it's a religion,
Yeah.
or it's going to conflict with someone's religion.
Yes.
And I can assure you it's not a religion. It's not affiliated with any religion. It's actually about living in harmony with nature and our environment here on planet Earth. That's at its core what it's about. A lot of people also think that it is about redecorating your home.
Mm.
And yeah, there's a little bit there. There's, placement to optimize the chi, and there's a little bit of working with color and shapes and things, but it's really not about redecorating. It's more of an energetic art and science.
Okay, you're right, because it
Yeah.
has in the mainstream, it's become like just make it look nicer, which is
Yeah.
why it's not
Yeah.
honoring the full depth of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if people are in the healing world for so many years and they do deep childhood trauma healing and things, and then someone's like, just do a yoga class.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's way more
Nailed it.
into it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm curious to know, is there a root culture connected to feng shui?
It's Chinese. Yeah.
Yes. Do we
Yes.
know when it first, like all the way back or?
Like at least 5,000 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
we
of course, it
know.
was just for royalty.
Okay.
It wasn't for the common folk, right?
Of
Yeah.
course. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, I
Mhm.
heard the story of how forbidden rice is called forbidden rice because they forbade the commoners to eat it.
Right.
Okay, so beautiful. So that already the rebel in me is like, I'm having feng shui. I'm gonna receive that. Okay, so uh and we know now scientifically metaphysics is telling us everything is energy. So there was a time maybe in the 60s where it's like, oh, you're one of those hippies or it's woo-woo. But the fact that now science, mainstream science, is telling us everything is energy. And if feng shui is the study of how to have energy placed in ways that allow you to be in flow and harmony and thrive, then to me, even if I was left brain dominant, I would let that land for me, which I'm
Yeah.
brain dominant. But yeah, makes perfect sense. And I think you mentioned that if you have clients that don't believe, I think you shared a story of like a husband, you were speaking to the wife, she gets it, he doesn't, he didn't need to really get how it all works. It works whether you believe in it or not.
Right. There's actually, I believe it's Bill Gates quoted as saying, I don't need to believe in feng shui. I do it because it makes me money.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, and yeah, I would say though, yeah, that guy is definitely up there in terms of part of the elites, and the fact
Yeah.
that he's, wow, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just Googled that real quick and believes Bill Gates believes so strongly in the concepts of feng shui that he had his multi-million-dollar home built from all natural materials to be more coalescent with the surrounding landscape. Bill Gates said, I don't have to believe in feng shui. I do it because it makes me money. But then it says Donald Trump. Maybe then it goes on to something about Donald Trump, but
Oh yeah, him too.
I'm too. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
So they know something we don't, and now we know it. Okay.
Yeah.
What makes flying stars different? You mentioned that it is different, and most people are not aware of it. What
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is that it goes on the premise that each space has a unique energetic imprint.
got it?
And then we use the things like the construction year and the
Okay.
directions. And then we also take into consideration like square footage, stuff like that.
Yes. Okay. And
Yeah.
whereas the other modalities don't integrate all of that information.
They're kind of a one size fits all.
Okay, which isn't it shouldn't be the case.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it. It's more
Yeah.
holistic and
Yeah,
individual. Each person got it.
absolutely. Yeah.
What is it that you think makes feng shui transformational?
I do think that it's the subconscious, like I was mentioning earlier, like it works with your subconscious, and then just also the power of intention. When we're placing our remedies, like we're focusing on why are we doing that? Why are we putting that there?
Yeah,
So I think the power of intention along with the subconscious and yeah,
beautiful. And
yeah.
and Therese, to like ground it in for someone who's not in your world, we can use the most basic example of when, like chaotic home, chaotic mind, right? Chaotic mind, a home, because everything's a reflection of what's going on inside, right? That's
Microcosm. Yeah,
microcosm of the macrocosm.
yeah.
And so one way of getting the inside kind of aligned and in harmony is to do that for the external. And the other way is also correct, right? Get your inside kind of feng shuied, and then it'll also, so you're positively manipulating your surroundings to create that inner
Yeah.
microcosm to be the
It's
same.
always an inside job,
It's an
right?
inside job.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. And so a very basic example is, you're at home, the home is chaotic, your life is chaotic. That's a
yeah,
very that's someone anyone can relate to. And one thing we try to do when we're trying to get our lives back in flow is we'll start cleaning our homes and organizing, spring cleaning and all that. Okay.
yeah.
So how can feng shui be used for businesses as well as for homes?
It's great for businesses. With a home, we're wanting the home to be more yin, and with a business, we're wanting it to be more yang, right?
Yang
We're
meaning
wanting to,
masculine, yin is feminine.
yeah, but like we're wanting to attract attention,
Got it.
attract attention, attract clients,
Yes.
attract revenue. So it's it's a little bit different for a business than it is for a home, but you can absolutely use it. And as I said before, all the Fortune 500 companies, they're all using it. DreamWorks, Nike,
Uh-huh.
Coca-Cola, all
Wow, those are the elites. DreamWorks, that's Steven Spielberg and a few other partners. That's amazing.
yeah,
They know
yeah. There's a
this.
lot of them. There's a lot of
Yeah.
them.
So to me, there's no doubt that this is really powerful if all those people are doing it. Is there a reason why the mainstream it hasn't become mainstream?
Well, I think it's always like dismissed as, woo,
Whoa,
right?
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're dissolving that in this call that it is definitely not woo. And is there an example of, are you able to share some of the golden nuggets in terms of at least one thing we can do for our home without giving everything away? Like one thing we can do for the home for
Yeah.
harmony?
Well, addressing your clutter,
Okay,
definitely like always start there,
okay,
because when things are cluttering up, it's like stagnant energy. It's
yeah,
things aren't moving.
okay. So
So,
go through all your stuff, whatever you don't need, get rid of it.
keep what you need, what you use, and what you love,
Yes,
and everything else can go.
yes,
And it's an ongoing practice
yeah,
because we're constantly bringing stuff into our homes.
yes. So
So,
having the discipline to ask those questions before you bring something in, do I need it?
yeah,
Do I love it? That
yeah,
requires a discipline. And then if you've already let it in, I have a rule where I'm like, if I haven't used it for 12 months, what are the chances I'm going to use it the next 12 months, the next year, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if,
yeah,
if it doesn't pass my 12-month rule, then it ends up in the basket that I end up donating. Okay, so most of our audience are women. Most of them are healers or empaths, and most of them struggle with relationships and finances without overgiving. Do you feel comfortable sharing a little baby step in terms of how to use feng shui in the home for relationships, let's say?
yeah. So,
Yeah.
the southwest area of your home is love and relationships.
Okay.
So definitely clean that up. You can put things in pairs.
Yeah.
Rose quartz is a
Okay.
beautiful crystal to have in there. If you're into uh, essential oils, jasmine, rose. Let's
Yeah.
see, what else?
Lavender? Not
Yeah, lavender's fine.
okay.
There's a better place for lavender,
Got it.
but
Jasmine rose. Yeah.
yeah, all the expensive oils
Yeah.
in Southwest.
Okay. And Southwest, Therese, we're facing our home this way to find out, or how are we deciding Southwest?
Yeah, so you can usually get a compass on your phone. There's compass
Okay.
apps if you
Yeah.
don't already have one. And so there's a couple ways you can do it. You can stand in the center of your home and
Yes.
figure out where that is.
Okay.
You can also go out to the front of your home
Yeah.
and, stand like a few feet in front of your front door
Yeah.
and kind of move left to right and just take a few compass readings.
Got it.
But yeah,
Based on
check
the
out the
compass.
jewelry because sometimes jewelry affects that.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So, and when you say pairs, so can you explain examples of pairs and why pairs?
Yeah, like two candles, two pieces of rose quartz.
Yeah.
What I did was I I wrote like all my like affirmations I feel like are kind of like but I did write down like everything that I was looking for in a partner and I tucked that away in the Southwest
I
area.
love it. I love it. That's so
Yeah.
good. Um, so two plants, two candles, two rose quartz, two side tables or on the bed. Could
Yeah.
be also like a painting of like two swans, two whatever.
Bingo. Two
Yeah.
swans. That's very auspicious in Feng Shui for love.
Wow, I must have channeled that. Did you say
Yeah,
that
you must have
before?
channeled that. How did
Yeah.
you know?
Okay. Wow. Okay, the channel portals are opening. Okay, thank you so much for that. That's very helpful. So
All right.
find out your southwest corner, that's love and relationships in your home, and then have the pairs, have the rose quartz, the essential oils. You can get a diffuser. And then art and furniture can then also, and the reason it's pairs, Therese, is because
Well, because that's two, that's another.
union.
You can even take it further and like in your bedroom,
Yeah.
you always want both sides of the bed to be accessible.
Okay.
You want two nightstands that are matching, two
Yeah.
lamps that are matching.
Yes.
Same idea. You can make room in your bathroom, like a place for a towel,
Okay.
set an extra place at your dining table.
Yes. So
Yeah,
you're
I get the
telling the universe
idea.
I'm creating space for this person in my life.
Yeah,
Because if you don't
yeah,
have that space, you're saying I'm good. I'm just gonna live in for myself.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I
You
love
can
that.
have artwork of couples.
Yeah.
Oh, and get rid of any past lover, anything to do with any past lover. That's also something
Mm.
I did
That
once
that
and
you
for all.
did to manifest your partner.
I did. Yeah.
What are some grounded examples of what you did in that ceremony? How do we let go of past lovers?
Well, I guess you got to be ready.
But are you doing like a smudge ceremony, cutting cord ceremony? Are you affirming it? Are you dancing it away? Are
I
you
didn't really do anything like that. I mean,
okay?
I probably did things like that
Yeah.
somewhere in there, but like when I decided to get rid of everything, I just got rid of it.
Oh, stuff that belongs to your ex. Yes.
Well, like gifts and or
Yes.
pictures, things like that.
Thank you so much. I intuitively do it the day I break up with someone.
That's probably good.
Yeah, it's the Aries in you being like, okay, how do we move forward? I don't like to feel stuck. But so what's the science behind it? Is it because the energy of that person, like we're telling the
Yeah.
universe, I'm still with them because
And
I
you're
still
still
have.
kind of holding on.
Mm,
You're still holding on. Like
got
I had
it.
like, gifts, right? I
Yeah,
had gifts
yeah,
that I thought I wanted to keep.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wow. So the discipline to say and like overriding that scarcity or that sentimental wanting to hold on, the fear of losing, right? So you face all of that in your journey and you let it go. And by letting it go, you're opening yourself up to something more aligned.
Yes.
Yeah. How long
Yes.
have you been with your partner?
About 4.5 years now.
Okay. Blast. Good for you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Such a great success story. Okay, and then did we, so let's say we're working from home or working in an office space. Are there some things you can share without giving us all the info you do in a session in terms of financial abundance?
Yeah, you always want to be in the command position. So you want to be able to see anyone walking in through the door.
Okay.
You don't want to have your desk like right in front of a window because the theory is that you're going to be distracted with what's going on outside.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Okay, command position, being able to see anyone who comes in, not in front of a window.
You can put like artwork of a mountain is really good. Again, very symbolic because it's
Okay,
very foundational.
yeah,
Having a picture of a mountain
yeah,
behind you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Behind you or in
Yeah.
front
Like
of
that
you.
stability is what
Got it,
message you're
stability.
trying to send. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Plants, are there specific plants for abundance?
Plants are great.
Yeah.
Just no spiky
No
plants.
spiky plants.
Yeah. And this is a
Tree?
money tree.
Yay, love those.
So these are great for your office space or
Got it.
yeah.
And Therese, just thank you so much for the relationships you gave us the Southwest for your where to work in your home space. Is there an area for wealth?
So that would be optimum, but that's not always possible.
Okay,
Well, not necessarily. Like it depends on your trigram,
okay,
and that gives you your best directions. I
got it.
mean, yeah, the prosperity and wealth area is like a great place to have your office.
Okay,
But
and which corner is that?
that is your southeast.
Southeast. Okay, got it. Southeast is the wealth and prosperity corner. Got it. Okay. So art, uh, did you, yeah, mountain for career, solid, growing, peak to the top. Um, Anything else? You said plants like a money tree.
Money tree is good. You just want any plants like you want the leaves really more rounded, just nothing
Got it.
spiky.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, cactuses. Okay.
No
And then
cactus.
water flow.
Just
Sorry.
outside.
Yeah, that the command position is that what you just said?
No, I said cactuses outside, if you want
Outside.
to count them. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
In terms of water flow, is that something that also for the wealth corner?
Well, I don't always want to recommend that because if I were to do the flying stars
Yeah.
on a space, the area might call for metal
Okay. Depends.
and water rusts metal.
Mm,
Wouldn't want to put a water feature there.
so
So it
depends,
just,
or that's a rule of thumb.
I'm sorry.
Does it depend on on the chart?
Yeah, it depends on the chart.
So it could be good or it could be detrimental, depending.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. What's the importance of artwork? So we mentioned the swans, the symbolism. We talked about the subconscious. We said mountains. Like why is it important to, and I noticed those wealthy banks and stuff, they really, and hotels, they really, I'm like, what? They really are into art, but it's probably because of Feng Shui. So what's the importance of art and Feng Shui?
Yeah. Well, you just, again, the subconscious mind, right? So you don't have to like be looking right at a piece of art for
Mhm.
it to be affecting you subconsciously. I mean, you can see it in your peripheral vision, you know that it's there.
Mhm.
You really want to have art that's inspiring and joyful.
Mhm.
And, when you look at it, you're lit up.
Yeah.
You want to stay away from, I've gone into homes where I've seen like desert scapes, you know, or like abandoned buildings, and then the person is wondering why they're feeling lonely. So,
Yeah.
vary the symbology, right?
Yes.
We just want to
So
keep that in mind, and we want to make sure that like when we enter our home, that's a really important spot to have something lovely to look at, and
yeah.
also in your bedroom because it's the last thing you're going to see at night before you go to bed,
Mm,
and the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning.
I love it.
So those are really important areas to have.
Yeah, I love it. I was just looking around. I'm renting this apartment for a few months, and it's like bone structures and things like that, and I fractured my ankle, and I'm like, is that why I fractured my ankle?
Oh,
Because I got
wow.
all these bones around me. So I think that's proof.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh, maybe not so great.
Maybe not so great. Okay. Okay. What about, I've heard about waterfall paintings and pictures. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, those are generally great.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes we use those in areas where we can't put an actual water feature to
Got it.
double as the water feature.
Got it.
But I feel like in artwork, it's not going to like rust the metal if you're needing metal in that area, if
Got
that
it. Got
makes
it.
sense.
Um, what do you feel, what is something that you see people do a lot that is not
Yeah.
advised, not good to do?
So, something that I see a lot, and I used to do it too, is painting your bathroom blue or
Hmm.
like shades of water.
Hmm.
Because you have to realize, you've got the bathtub, the shower, the sink, the toilet. There's all this water in there already.
Yeah.
And if you paint it blue, it's like you're adding more water.
Mm.
And water relates to money a lot in Feng Shui, but we want to hold it. We don't want it like overflowing. So we need to ground our money. So I recommend earth tones, brown, cream, yellows. And if you can't do that, you can just place 4 stones in the corners of your bathroom. And that just like, it just grounds your money.
Wow, I love that.
No leaky faucets. Leaky
Oh,
faucets or leaky pipes are going to relate to money leaking out.
okay.
You
Always
remember
keep the
the
lid closed because then energy goes. Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
and the toilet lid always down
Okay.
and the bathroom door
That's what I
closed.
was trying to say. Okay. I just maybe didn't come out right. The toilet lid always down because then the energy just it sucks
Yeah.
out the energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the second one you said after that?
The bathroom door closed. Keep the
Bathroom
bathroom.
door closed. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it sucks the energy.
Yeah. You just want to have that contained.
Separate. Yeah. Similar to not working where you're sleeping, right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
You don't
That's
want to
true.
work where you're sleeping. Separate
Right.
those two.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. You don't want to have like any workout equipment in your bedroom. You don't want to have your office in your bedroom. Yeah.
Okay. Lots
For
of
rest and relaxation, romance.
yeah. Set it
Yeah.
for that, dedicated to that. Because I think, yeah, there could be people listening who are like using those different things for those different areas. What about like living room space? Uh, yeah, what would you say one thing for the living room space?
Well, in general, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to invite the energy in the home, and then you're wanting it to freely circulate
Hmm.
and not travel anywhere too fast
Hmm.
or not be too stagnant. So
Hmm.
you just want things placed so that the energy can do that.
Yes.
Um, you don't want to you don't want to like you don't want to hang things on doors.
Yeah.
You just want to keep everything circulating.
Flowing. I noticed the last place I was at, we used the word feng shui, but we noticed the entrance was very chaotic, crowded, a lot of stuff going on. What would you say?
That's
Intuitively, I
not
was like, this is the
good.
first thing we need to clear. Yeah, why is it not
Yeah,
clear?
that's not good. Because again, that the entrance is where you're inviting that energy in.
Yeah.
So if you have all that clutter, it's just stuck there. It's not even entering the house. It's just
Mm.
stuck.
Mhm. Yeah,
Mhm.
and as soon as my friend cleared out the front, like her prosperity quadrupled, like my prosperity quadrupled. So it actually 100% works. I love that. It's real.
Yay.
Okay, beautiful. Um, uh, we talked about like one thing people, what's the most basic thing someone can do right now? One baby step for feng shui.
Yeah, we covered that.
Covered more than
Just
that.
your clutter, addressing
Yeah.
your clutter. And,
Right.
just kind of, I spend time every morning just kind of getting the home back to like where it was,
Yeah.
there's like a set point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it. How important are the elements when it comes to feng shui? So I'm imagining now I've got the essential oil, rose oil coming from my bedroom. So that's air. I've got the rocks in the washroom, making sure that it's grounded, or the rose quartz. So you mentioned metal. Like how are why are elements important when it comes to all of this?
Yeah, well, in the flying stars, we use elements to remedy.
Mm,
So, like I was saying, there's certain number combinations that call for different elements.
okay.
Yeah.
So
When it comes to the essential oils, that's more about like the vibrational
got it.
frequency.
Not the element. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you experienced with yourself? You shared that example. I've shared my examples, how it was pretty instant after we did that. And I only had that realization talking to you now, that that front entrance and how it shifted
Oh, wow.
finances. I don't think I connected them powerfully or that clearly till now. But how long would you tell someone if someone's like, how long before I start experiencing shifts in my relationships, career, finances?
Yeah. Um, in my experience and with my clients, what I've seen is the intentional sometimes takes a little bit of time, takes a
Yeah.
few months or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've seen things happen instantaneously with the flying stars.
Wow.
Yeah,
Can you give us an
instantaneously.
example?
For sure. I was working with a woman who owned a salon, and she had a station that she needed to rent so that she could pay her own rent and bills. And she was just having a really difficult time finding that person.
Hmm.
No one was answering her ads or any of that. So when I did an analysis of the space, we found that it was reversed,
Hmm.
which is bad for people, bad for money.
Okay.
And she needed to put a remedy in the front of the building. And literally, as she was doing it, another woman walked up and asked if there was a station for rent there. I'm not even kidding you. It was just like,
Wow. Instant.
yeah. Another
Wow.
one, yeah. There was another gentleman that I was working with who was a general contractor, and same thing. He was having a hard time finding subcontractors to help him with the projects that he was working on. No one was answering his ads, all of that sort of stuff. And then I think he was in a year lock, which was affecting his his people.
Hmm.
And he put a remedy in the side of his house. And like within 24 hours, two guys responded to his
Wow.
ad. They worked
Wow.
out and they worked with him for some time. So
Wow.
pretty
And
instantaneous.
yeah, so it could happen instantly, and otherwise it could take a few months, but at least energetically you're opening up to it, and then when it happens is up to the universe or God. Or beautiful. Um, what's your is there another what's your most what's your favorite success story that you like to share?
My favorite is a gentleman that I was working with last year. He was a widower. His wife had passed the year before, and he was wanting to clear the space. He worked as a sound man. He had his own business. He was a sound man, and he made pretty good money.
Hmm.
After I gave him the remedies that he needed to implement. And about 3 months after he started doing it, he started getting these multi-million-dollar government contracts for
Yes.
his sound business.
Wow.
Yeah,
Multi-million, that's amazing.
yeah.
And then you change your
Um,
contracts in the future, and you said, and I get a percentage of all future
I
proceeds.
know. I think that's how I should charge.
That's awesome. That's one way to scale. Why are you so passionate about homes? What is it about home environments that you're so passionate about?
Yeah, I just really believe that everyone deserves a home to have a home that supports them.
Mhm.
And I just think it's such an important thing that you have a home that supports you.
Mhm.
And home is where the heart is, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. And I feel like you have an abundance of this divine feminine quality that turns a place into a homey environment, which is a very divine feminine quality. And
Yeah.
for, you know, the men out there, like including myself, I've lived in houses, you know, but I've only lived in homes a few times. So the
Yeah.
ability to turn a house into a home is something that you're very it comes naturally to you, and then you're also able to help. So if there are people out there that are just like work, work, money, money, and then they're living in a house, you can help transform that into a home environment where it feels homey and
I love
nurturing,
that.
right?
Yes. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
Mhm.
welcome. I see that. Um, uh, so in terms of, I'm just reading a note here about the trigram. So that's really something that someone can't, like they need to speak to a Feng Shui practitioner to receive their trigram. And then from the trigram, we're getting where, can you remind me, what are we getting from the trigram?
Yeah. So it tells you your element.
Yeah.
It tells you the best colors that feed and support you. And it also gives you your best directions,
Okay. The colors, the best directions, and what was the other one?
your element.
Your element. So if
Yeah.
I find out my element, how is that helping me in my life?
It's just informing you. I think the directions are what's really the most important.
Okay. What's
Yeah.
your element, Therese?
I'm wood.
Wood. Okay.
Yeah.
How many elements are there in Chinese?
There's five. There's
Five.
fire, earth, metal, water, and wood.
Okay, not ether. That's different.
Yeah.
Got it. It,
Acknowledge that. I mean, I think that kind of relates a little bit to the metal.
yes. Ether.
Mhm.
Okay, alchemy metal. Yeah, I could see that. Beautiful. So, Therese, how can people reach out to you? And do you offer some kind of like 15-minute discovery if someone's interested?
Yeah, definitely. You can find me on Instagram,
Yeah.
Therese.elizabeth.autrand.
Yeah.
And if you want to contact me there, you can get a free 15-minute consultation. I can definitely give you your trigram information,
Okay.
as I just stated.
Uh,
Yeah.
in the
Love to-
free consultation?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so for
Yeah.
those of you who are not watching this on YouTube, or we'll put that in the description, we'll just spell it out. So Therese is spelled Terez. Then it's dot Elizabeth, Elizabeth dot Autrand, Autrand. Correct?
It's actually an S on the Elizabeth.
Ooh, Elizabeth. Oh, it's not a Z, it's an S.
Yes.
Elisabeth
Yeah.
dot Autrand. Okay, find her on IG, message her. She'll offer you a free 15-minute breakthrough, which will give you some more information in terms of your element, the direction. We call them the
The
direction.
colors and your
Colors
best
and
directions.
your
Yeah.
best direction. So that's a great start. And then if you want to take things deeper, you want to manifest a life partner, take your current relationship to the next level, manifest more financial abundance. You heard about the multi-million, whatever sales story, and then career success. And just beyond those three areas, which most people are asking for support in those areas, it's what qualities do you feel like? I've been to places where it feels chaotic. I feel ungrounded, right? I feel I can't think, I can't focus, right? So, what are some of the qualities we're actually getting when things are feng shui
Grounded for sure.
grounded?
Yeah. Grounded is the big one. Grounded, peaceful, supported.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Flow, harmony.
Flow, yes.
Yeah, very important. And
Yes.
you're right with money and currency, like even the word currency. Those are two
Yeah.
water metaphors: flow, cash flow, right? Um, there's so many terminologies they use with streams of income.
Yeah.
Yeah, money is water. Beautiful. I love this. I love this. I love this. So, you guys have the links. Therese, stick around. We're about to conclude. I'm going to do an infinity healing based on some of the nuggets that you've shared with us. And then we can conclude after that. Thank you so much. This has been great.
Thank you, Tarek.
Yeah, you're welcome. Looking forward to seeing how and if people want to work with you, is it a certain amount of is it like a one-time thing? Do you prefer that they do a certain container to get to the results they want?
Well, there's an initial sign up, and then you do want to re-up
Yeah,
every year because the
got it.
annual number changes
Yeah,
and it changes the number combinations.
got it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
because it's based
that's a
on the
little,
year. So the 2024 is
yeah,
integrated. Oh, cool.
yeah.
Wow.
So it goes for a year, but the to when you re-up, it's not as much as getting the initial done
Got it.
because we've already done a lot of the work.
Got
Yeah.
it. And Therese, even if it's like a 5% special rate or something, is there anything you can offer our audience that listen to this particular podcast that when they reach out to you, if they let you know they heard it on this podcast, can you offer them something special?
Absolutely. Yeah, 10%.
Great. Thank you, guys. So thank you, Therese. So Therese is offering our audience here 10% off of whatever she normally charges as a thank you to this community here. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And how the infinity healing works is you say the magic word yes. When you say yes, you're allowing source, God, universe to connect to you intentionally to integrate the wisdom we learned today. We don't want to just learn it, write it down and forget it. We want to embody it in our beings. So the reason why this is the most evolutionary podcast is we're listening to people who have had 10, 20, 30 years of wisdom. So they're fast tracking us on their life's path, right? So we went from 0 to 100 right now with Therese, even though we just got a few nuggets, but she fast tracked us on this whole world of Feng Shui without us having to go through everything she went through. So that's one way we're evolving. And the second way is we're taking some of that wisdom and we're integrating it through the infinity healing, which works on belief systems, mindsets, emotional, and energetic, physical, all levels. So starting now, would you like an infinity healing to feng shui your inner being? So having everything within flow, circulate, harmony. Would you like that? Yes. Would you like an infinity healing for your external environment to be feng shuied, flowing? Yes. Would you like an infinity healing to let go of the things that you need to let go of to allow the new things to come in? Yes. Would you like an infinity healing to let go of the fear or the resistance of letting go of those things? Anywhere where we're hoarding, I'm sure hoarding, if you have hoarding problems, this is definitely a solution. But if we're holding on to things from scarcity, survival, we're holding on to past things because we don't want to lose those things. Would you like an infinity healing to let it go? And as we let it go, we create space for something more aligned. Would you like that? Yes. And would you like an infinity healing to have the flow opened for wealth, for love, for energy from within and from your environment? Would you like that? Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. All right, my beautiful friends. This concludes our call for today. Feel free to reach out to Therese.elizabeth.otrend on IG. Elizabeth, you shared so much with us. Therese, you shared so much with us. A lot of wisdom. I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to seeing how our journey, how things unfold for the audience who reach out to you and for you as well. And I'll let you know how things shift when I integrate some of the wisdom from today's call. So please let Therese know when you integrated some of these things. We have some actionable items in the love and relationship, home, living room, washroom, the entrance of the home. There's a lot of actionable steps that happen here. So if you missed it, re-listen, write them down, and implement them. So we're not just being passive; we're actually taking action to change our lives. And if you guys want to hear more of guests, just type in Targ BB on all streaming platforms, um, and you will see the 5D to Infinity podcast. And we've had over 30 guests, and we're starting this whole new season right now. So feel free to share it, give us a 5-star rating, put in your comments, feedback, and let us know what stuck out for you from today's call. What stuck out, and if you have any questions, reach out to Therese. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. You guys can go to targetbb.com, sign up there, and we'll keep you in tune with all the abundance, life purpose gifts that we have been sharing for 15 years to help you align with your passion and your purpose and thrive doing what you love. Love you. Take care. Keep shining. Talk to you guys soon. Bye for now.